e tabua e o si sambe mo rekan roka adoro mo tabua ando tele taka na warro na Pula FM namba 2 e na sir
Bula na go ilimo do tele taka na FM na go sa sector to na Pula FM
Bula o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu ni mokisa o bacu na sinu ando tele taka bali na warro na Pula FM na bantu na sir
o lori mai na ga gini suka lambasa to do tele taka na Bula FM na bantu na sir
Bula FM.
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Coming up, more rain needed to ease dry weather conditions. Heat becoming unbearable for most in Fiji. And traders told to provide reasons on why VAT hasn't been decreased. Now, despite the recent tropical depression and cyclone Ula, the drought conditions in the west has eased but is not over. The Nandi Weather Office says more rain is still needed to overcome the dry conditions. Farzana Nisha has more.
The much-needed rain last week has brought some relief to most parts of Fiji affected by the severe dry weather conditions. However, Principal Scientific Officer Forecasting Misaeli Funaki says more rain is still needed to overcome the dry conditions being experienced from last year.
Most of them are rainfalls that were recorded in drought, literally places which were experiencing the dry conditions. Savarara for the month of December recorded 249. Rarawai was 273 millimeters. Monasavu 333 millimeters. Ndriketi and Bonolevu 335 millimeters of rainfall, and even Matuku, just to mention a few, was 109. But it wasn't well spread throughout the country. There were other places that were still lagging.
Funaki says though the whole country is experiencing the dry conditions, the most affected areas in terms of lack of rainfall is the western half of Vitilevu, Yasawa and Mamanudo group, Vanuatu, the islands of the Lomai Viti and the Lau groups.
The systems, but I guess if it wasn't for these two systems, then you'd have been looking at the same dire need for water that was there previously. Would still be continuing this month. Though it has been eased off a little bit, the need is still there for us.
The public have been advised to use water wisely, utilize the rainfall that has been experienced in parts of Fiji, and store water. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
We now join Farzana Nisha live, who has been following the drought issue. Farzana, what else can you tell us about the current conditions?
Amrita, while the country welcomed the rain last week, the weatherman says we need more of that. This means to overcome the current weather, which has been dry and affecting crops and livestock, the need for rain is immense because without rainfall, most affected parts will continue to suffer. Amrita.
Thanks, Farzana, for that update. Now, the rain over the past few days hasn't helped ease temperatures in the capital city, according to those living and working in Suva. Our reporter Kelly Vadala took to the streets to find out how people are coping.
A short walk along the streets of Suva can become a sweaty ordeal, all because of the heat. Most people we spoke to say if anything, it becomes hotter since the tropical cyclone Ula passed by.
Right now, the current weather in Fiji is really hot. For example, I can myself can bear this heat. It's really hot. Hopefully, it's rain, because right now this climate change is affecting most of the people in Fiji, and myself too. And sometimes, like in the night, we have to on the fan to keep ourselves cool, because it's really hot in Fiji.
The humid weather is also unbearable for people indoors.
Very hot, so we have to cool ourselves, go outside, go to riverside and enjoy ourselves.
It is very hot and sometimes it's very unbearable. No? So we have to move out of the house to keep us up to the climate, so that we don't feel the heat.
Principal Forecaster Scientific Officer Misaeli Funaki says the current hot conditions will continue.
Humid condition. will prevail even longer, the next couple of weeks or a month or two.
The current humid weather condition affects both the young and old, most of whom they say prefer to spend their free time swimming to keep the heat away. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
5 expatriates hired as new permanent secretaries have been named. The Public Service Commission has hired 2 people from Australia, 1 from the United Kingdom, a Canadian and a New Zealand national. Nicole Jovine is the new permanent secretary for the Civil Service. She is a former minister for the Government of Canada and president of the Canadian Public Service Agency. Paul Bailey is the managing director of Cranley, a merchant bank with offices in New Zealand, Australia, Singapore and UK. He will take over as permanent secretary for infrastructure and transport. Ewan Perrine has been appointed permanent secretary for communication and information technology. Perrine is currently an information technology consultant with RPV Consultants in Australia. The chief executive of the Fiji Housing Authority, Joshua Wycliffe, is now the permanent secretary for local government housing and environment. Wycliffe has 25 years of social housing, social infrastructure and business experience. And the new permanent secretary for youth and sports is Alison Birchall, the business development manager, Sport 80 Services Limited. Birchall is from Sheffield in the United Kingdom. The unfilled roles of permanent secretary for finance, employment, productivity and industrial relations, as well as foreign affairs, will be re-advertised soon. Now, traders who are being investigated by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority will have to show proof as to why prices of goods and services have not been reduced in accordance with the new VAT rate. FIRCA Acting Chief Executive Vishwanath Das says this is necessary if any business wants to avoid a fine of up to $100,000. Ali Kimbia has more.
The Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority has made it clear that there's no easy way out for any trader not complying with the 6% drop in value-added tax.
When FIRCA conducts audits, the onus of proof on why the prices should not go down is on them. So if they are not able to prove, then what happens is, they are fined.
Das says their auditors are on the ground studying the books of traders and retailers with a fine-tooth comb. Nothing will go amiss.
The process for that is, when the auditors will come around, if they are satisfied that the price reductions are not, the price maintenance is not justified, then what happens is they will issue a infringement notice stating, the offense, the prices have not gone down, and the traders will have 21 days to pay up. In the event they don't pay up, then the matter will be taken to court where the fine can go up to $100,000 or 10 years of imprisonment.
Some of the traders that are under investigations include Pratap's Investment Limited, Hot Bread Kitchen and Denise Seafood. Commerce Commission Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj says there is no reason why traders should not reduce the prices.
We have ensured that all the revised prices have reached the traders before 1st January 2016. Right? So there should be no issue why the traders should not be complying.
A task force team including the Commerce Commission, FIRCA and the Consumer Council is keeping an eye on VAT reduction. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Still to come, concerns raised over increase in the number of people in the country in need of mobility aid equipment.
Number 2 and seri.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो कमे मिर्ची एफएम सुनता है. मिर्ची एफएम is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिद हुसैन मिर्ची FM मेरे नस्ना.
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The increase in the number of people in the country in need of mobility aid equipment, such as wheelchairs and crutches, is a concern for the Fiji Spinal Injuries Association. Last year, 12,000 wheelchairs and 6,000 sets of crutches, canes, and other aids worth $7.8 million were distributed to needy Fijians. Alan Stolz has more.
61-year-old Cesario Canandina of Nandera received a free wheelchair for his diabetic wife. A wheelchair cost more than $1,000, making it impossible for people like Canandina to buy one. But today, he gets one free.
I thank God for giving me one wheelchair for my wife. My wife have both legs, no leg.
Fiji Spinal Injuries Association President Josko Wakaniasi says NCDs are the major cause of concern. He says if people think stroke, non-communicable diseases and diabetes are only associated with old people, they should think again.
People as low as 15 are suffering stroke, and that is alarming. People in their early 20s are getting amputated because of diabetes. That is absurd for Fiji.
In 2009, when the first shipment of mobility aid equipment arrived in Fiji, there were only 39 wheelchairs. Now there has been an increase in amputations and a greater need for such equipment.
Is it because we've become visible, or is it because there's a growth, of people being amputated out there because of lifestyle? I honestly think it's both.
Wakaniasi says with 2016 seeing more wheelchairs brought into the country, people need to stop and seriously look at their well-being and start taking care of themselves. Ellen Stahls, FBC News.
Acting Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Ngiliho is hell-bent on improving the overall performance of the Fiji police force as well as the welfare of its officers. As Eleanor Trangaivu reports, he is now working hard to improve the morale of the force.
Administration, logistics and the welfare of frontline policemen and women are the key areas the Acting Commissioner of Police has identified that will need the most work this year.
What I need to address very quickly are issues of administration and welfare for the frontline policemen and policewomen. The operational plans that are in place are sound and well thought out and very forward-looking up until 2050. But the execution or the implementation of these operational plans has been an issue.
Brigadier General Ngilio says the welfare of police officers is equally important, ensuring they have the proper logistics and support, as well as seeing they get better pay.
If he or she is supposed to have a raincoat, then he must have one. If he's supposed to have 3 pairs of uniform, then he or she must have that. At the moment, some of those basics are lacking. I need to address their pay issues, and I'm thankful to the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Defence for quickly acting on some of these issues that I had raised.
The Acting Police Commissioner is also equipping the force with more vehicles. Already it has 19 brand new vehicles and have secured 40 more, which were previously leased to government and are now deployed all over the country.
Just waiting the arrival of the shipment of new vehicles with ESCO models, and then we'll have our outstanding vehicles given to us as promised by the Minister of Finance around about March, and there will be a total of 100 vehicles. So that should decrease the time that we attend to reports due to shortage of vehicles before.
According to its 2016 annual corporate plan, the police force's #1 output this year is improving the quality of its customer service. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
Fiji Airways' newest plane, the island of Rotuma, undertook its inaugural commercial flight to Auckland, New Zealand today. The Nandi-Auckland flight saw 8 out of 9 of the inaugural flight operating cabin crew being of Rotuman descent, including Purser Alfred Pakale. The plane is scheduled for the Auckland route for a while and will ultimately service primarily the busy Nandi to Los Angeles route. The A330-300 series aircraft is the only aircraft in the fleet with an economy quiet zone for passengers looking for more peace and quiet. The Fiji Pine Station is very grateful for the rainy weather in the west the past few days, since it is somewhat relieving the current drought. Fiji Pine also has plans for workshops and awareness programs to solve pine problems this year. Sainiani Boila has more.
Fiji Pine Chief of Operations Asesela Dokanavangi says this weather has greatly helped in the growth of the pine tree.
Just like to to tell the nation how happy we are because of the current weather condition that we are currently experiencing now in the Western Division. And at the moment, since we have missed out so much last year, from June last year, 2015, and we haven't been doing restocking from June until December. But at the moment, we are reprogramming, calling ourselves. Even today, we're calling the forest-based company, our main contractors, to Nrasa to do workshop on perfecting our ways of doing things, like supervision and so forth. So we are really happy because of the current weather condition that we are facing at the moment.
Dokanavangi says many pine trees have been damaged by the dry weather over the last few months. Some pine trees are also affected in unnecessary burning beside pine plantations.
In 2016, we are really prepared for that, and we are thinking of a lot of awareness program to the villages and to the society. And
Dokanavangi says Fiji Pine will arrange awareness campaign to urge members of the public to be vigilant when burning rubbish near pine fields. Meanwhile, the Fiji Pine Station is getting ready to tackle the continuing dry weather expected this year. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
Motorists travelling along the Kings Road will soon have an improved driving experience. This as Fulton Hogan Highways completes the rehabilitation of the Verata stretch of the highway. The 4-kilometre section of the road has not been repaired for a number of years, and according to Fulton Hogan Highways Operations Manager Phil Toms, says some 6,000 vehicles travel this road every day. Tom says the road has been affected by years of flooding and overloaded vehicles, which have caused deterioration of the road. Well, sports now, and here's Jamie.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. In sports after the break, Yamadhia to field new-look team at Coral Coast Sevens. And Fiji Under-20 rugby aim for re-entry into Tier 1 competition. These stories and more after the break.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Bula, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Yamadhia rugby team will be fielding a new set of players for the Bailey's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens next week. Despite this, coach David Ndakuitonga is confident the team has a good chance of winning the title. Josephine Avula joins us live from our Nandi studio now. Josephine, can you tell us why Yamadhia has gone with a new set of players for one of Fiji's biggest sevens tournaments?
Jamie, speaking to the team's coach, we gathered that most experienced players such as Mosese Mawalu and Ebi Nayako are with their overseas clubs and won't be able to make it to the tournament. And this selection was also made to give more exposure for the new players. We caught up with the team on its chances of its achieving its target at the Coral Coast Sevens.
Reassuring each other that they have what it takes to take on the top teams at the upcoming tournament, Coach David Ndakuitonga says the main focus in training is driving into the players that their main priority is to win all their pool games.
We all know that we don't really have that exposure and experience as of yet, but we will rely on our fitness and rely on our on the basics. If we happen to do them right, I think we're going to go a long way.
Ndakuitonga adds selecting the final lineup was tough, as most of the senior players are not available.
This is going to be the hardest Coral Coast Sevens ever because we have a whole new set of players. These players played in our development squad last year, and unfortunately all our senior players have gone.
Captain Wanga Rombanakandawu says he has full confidence in this set of chosen players.
The boys are doing well with their training, and they've been working hard for the few past months, and they are hoping to give their best.
Yamadia is pooled with Ratu Felice, Hideaway Hurricanes and Tambadamu. The Coral Coast Sevens will be held next Thursday to Saturday at Lawanga Park in Singatoka. Josephine Vula, FBC Sports.
The inclusion of former Fiji Sevens reps Reli Nangelivuki in the Uluinakau team has boosted the morale of the side as it prepares for next week's Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens. The side has many young and new players, and with Nangelivuki's guidance, the team is hopeful of a grand outing. Rohit Deo has more.
They won 14 of the 19 local tournaments last year, but are yet to get their hands on the Coral Coast title. With many inexperienced reps, inclusion of former national sevens skipper Reli Nangelivuki is a morale booster.
I would like to, we are happy that we have really getting into the team to gel up with the boys, getting in more experience, especially the professionalism about the sports. And he's been pushing the young boys along, so which is our great advantage.
Missing the cut for the main competition last year, the team has set high targets this year.
Last year we were underdogs. That's what we achieved last year. We have been underdogs on the last year competition, so that's why we won the plate. Apart from that, all the players that won the plate last year only one is here at the moment.
Uluinakau is in Pool B with the Aussie Thunderbolts, Uprising Beach Resort and Outrigger Beach Resort. The Coral Coast Sevens kick starts next Thursday at Singatoka's Lawanga Park. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The main aim of the Vodafone Fiji Under-20 rugby side this year is to return to Tier 1 competition. The first set of fitness trials was held in Suva today, and similar tests will be done around the country over the next 2 weeks as officials look to select the best players for the Junior World Trophy in April. Charlie Ndavakadaka has more.
These young ruggers are hoping to make the grade so they can be selected for the national squad to Zimbabwe.
And the boys from the last year's qualifiers are here too, as well as the academy boys in here. And even though it's early in the year, but this is what we want, the young boys to know that for them to do their off-seasons well, which is the basic.
Similar trials will be held in Singatoka, Nandi, Lambasa and Sabu Sabu as part of efforts to select the best from a wide player base.
You know, it's another step up, even though it's Tier 2. The thing is for us to achieve our goals, going up into Tier 1. But the thing is to start preparing. The base is prepare yourself first.
Fiji was relegated to the second-tier Junior World Trophy last year. Coach Rabobo hopes to win the competition this time around and get back on top. Talent Otakadaka, FBC Sports.
The Fiji National Sports Commission wished the Fiji Deaf team all the best ahead of the Australian Deaf Games in Adelaide next week. The Commission also handed the 25-member squad a $40,000 check to cover expenses during the competition, which also serves as a qualifying tournament for the 2017 Deaf Olympics in Turkey, as well as the Deaf Rugby World Cup.
I'd like to congratulate everybody on being chosen for Team Fiji. And I think the President said it all the other day or yesterday.
The athletes will participate in athletics, sevens rugby, mixed touch rugby, mixed netball and table tennis. The Vodafone Fiji futsal side has made it into the top 100 of the FIFA World Rankings. Fiji is now ranked 84th in the world. New Zealand is ranked 73rd on the rankings, while Spain and Brazil are ranked 1st and 2nd respectively. The improvement comes after the recent New Zealand tour, where the Imtiaz Khan coach side played matches against the futsal whites.
That's quite pleasing that we have come into the ranking in futsal world ranking, FIFA futsal world ranking, and 84 is quite an impressive ranking when it comes to Fiji.
Meanwhile, the Fiji team will take part in the OFC World Cup qualifiers at the Vodafone Arena in Suva next month. And that's it from sports this evening. It's back to Amrita now with business.
Tourism Fiji has announced that the official theme for Fiji's premier tourism industry event, the Fiji Tourism Expo, will be Team Fiji. Now in its third year, the Expo is a uniquely designed Fijian tourism experience for international buyers where they get the opportunity to meet and engage with the Fijian tourism industry. Tourism Fiji's Director of Events, Sally Cooper, says 2016 will build on and enhance last year's event and showcase the great diversity and quality of products available in Fiji to existing and new international industry partners. Fijian Tourism Expo will take place at the Sheraton Denarau from 3rd to 5th May. Showers and windy conditions affected most parts of the country today. A trough of low pressure with associated clouds and showers affects the group. Now, Savu was once again the hottest today on 34 degrees, while neighbours Lambasa was close behind on 33. Suva was a hot 32 degrees, while Ba and Lotoka were on 30, and Nadi was amazingly the coolest on 29 degrees. Now, tomorrow, occasional showers over most places. Moderate to fresh southwest to northwest winds and rough seas are expected. Taking a look at Friday, it's for some showers are expected. Recapping our main stories, experts say more rain needed to ease dry weather conditions. Continuing heat affects Fijians and traders told to provide reasons on why that hasn't been decreased. On to this week's poll question. And we are asking, should Osea Kolinisak captain the Fiji Sevens team to the Olympics? Visit our FBC website to take part. Now you can also send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. If you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.
Hi, my name is Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nandi and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateva. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Krish. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Maltoka and I like listening to Today FM.
Hi, my name is Chelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my grog and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Navua. I like listening to Today's FM.
Bula, my name is Asilika from Raki Raki and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.